A lot of people are asking what the reason for this Bitcoin dip is and whether this is the end of the crypto rally that we've just seen. Now, the reason for this little dip is pretty simple. And I'm going to walk you through the reason for the dip. And I'm actually going to show you how this dip probably doesn't matter if you're looking at the right ideas. We're also going to talk about 𝗬𝗍 and the fact that they're not doing an airdrop. We're going to talk about a whole lot of altcoins which are performing well despite the dip. I mean, just look at this. So some of our altcoins, like let's look at Injective Protocol, for example, $9.37, even though Bitcoin's coming down, even though Bitcoin is at 29,433, this token doesn't really care. Let me show you another one of those. DYDX, up 3.19%, was at $3, even though Bitcoin is coming down. So what do these tokens have that the other tokens don't have? Why are these tokens holding up where the other tokens are coming down? That's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm back. It's going to be a huge show. Tell everyone that we're here. Get the fuck out of bed.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
This is not pink. This is not pink. It's salmon. If you buy pink, it's much cheaper. But when they call it salmon instead of pink, that's when they charge you like 3 times the price, because salmon is just more expensive than pink. Let me know what you think of the shirt, by the way. Let me know what you think of the shirt. Anyway, guys, listen. I'm back and doing my daily shows. I was away. I'm back doing my daily shows, and there's a lot going on that we're going to talk about. So today I'm going to bring you one of the highest alpha per minute shows that we've ever had. But I don't know if we're going to finish on time because there's so much to talk about. There's so many things happening on this market that I don't know if we're going to finish on time. So I'm going to bring you the highest alpha per minute show on the internet. You are going to do one thing. You're going to like this video. You're going to obliterate the algorithm. And the reason why I need you to do that is because I haven't been here. YouTube kind of forgot about me. And also a lot of the other Banter fam members who are fam also forgot about me. And now that I'm back, they don't know that I'm back. So smash the like button. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our channel. You do know that this is one of the best communities in the world. We're going to have a party for our community in Austin. Someone get David in here and get me details about the party and get a link for the party, because we're going to have a party in Austin. We're also going to have a party in Miami. So if you're coming to Austin or Miami, come with us. There's a link below to get tickets to the Miami Bitcoin conference at a discount. Get those tickets because we're going to have a party in Miami. Sheldon's coming. Fred's coming. So we're gonna not going to dox Fred, but you know what I mean. If you're part of the fam, you'll get to meet Fred. Yeah. So listen, I'm back. Let's do this. Let's get a highest alpha per minute show on the interwebs. Let's just make sure that everybody's here, because I know a lot of people. I was watching the waiting room before the show, and I see a lot of people didn't arrive at class today. So listen, Yassine, if you here, let me know. AK, if you here, you let me know. Just say present. Joanne Perry, respect the salmon, she says. She knows. You see how the women know. It's salmon. It's respect the salmon. Iris Morris, if you here, say present. A's Raga, if you here, say present. I want to see you all here. I want to see everybody here. Del Cosmo, if you here, present. Physical DMR, if you here, say present. Where is Irina? Where is Irina? Where's Banter Girl? Where are all these people? Guys, I went away for a week. I got back. There's nobody here anymore. All right. James, if you here, say present.
Present.
Josh, if you here, say present.
Present.
Fred, if you here. Fred. Fred's not here. Ferdy, if you here.
Present.
All right, so Ferdy's here, James is here, Josh is here. Everyone's late for class. Let's go. Let's talk about why Bitcoin actually dipped. I think it was pretty obvious that we know why Bitcoin dipped. I'll show you why it dipped. Okay, so this is where we were on the weekend, over there. But you could see that the market was becoming frothy. You could see that people were starting to post screenshots. And to me, that is when you see people starting to post screenshots of their gains on 36.37x leverage. The guy did 168,000%. $168,000, not percent. I was about to say, when people start posting these screenshots, you know that that's when the market is going to start pulling back. When you get meme coins starting to run on the weekend and doing 1,000x's, and I'm not even kidding, there is this coin. This coin is called PEPE. PEPE is a meme coin. It did 1,000x over the weekend. 1,000x, not 1,000%. 1,000 times your money. That means you put in $1,000, you became a millionaire. And that's something that we need to talk about today. We need to talk about whether we should be investing in these meme coins. Is the risk return worth it? Like, you would have put $1,000, and if you would have managed to sell the top, you would have been able to get $1 million out of that. Is it actually worth the risk return, or are you just gonna lose all your money? We're also going to talk about what happened, and the answer was actually in the charts. If you looked at the Bitcoin charts, the answer was pretty much in the charts. We were getting too far ahead of ourselves. We had an amazing run on Bitcoin, but things were happening too quickly. If you looked at the first 4 months of Bitcoin's returns, you see that we've had 4 positive months, 39.63%, then we had a 0.03, then we had a 22.96. Now in April, even after this dip, we're 4% up. And in fact, if I look at Bitcoin for the year, let me just give us where we are at this year. Let's go to, here we go. Let's quickly just get a ruler. You can see that, here we go. We are up 78% this year, 77% this year. So we were getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. And if you were paying attention, what you would have paid attention to is you would have paid attention to the RSI. So if you take the RSI, and the RSI is a measure of market sentiment. If you took that RSI, what you would have seen is that there was a bearish divergence in the RSI. You would have seen that you had price going up while the RSI, or the sentiment indicator, was actually going down. And if you take it from here, you can see it's a real bearish divergence because the RSI starts above the 80 mark over here. And so what you can see is that the market was getting overheated. The price was going up, but the sentiment was going down. And that's an unhealthy sign. And now what you're starting to see is the RSI coming down to get a little bit of a reset. And at the same time, price is coming down. But we also saw something else. When the Bitcoin price went down this time, it wasn't like all the other times when the Bitcoin price went down. When the Bitcoin price went down this time, we saw the dominance actually go down. So in all the previous times when the Bitcoin price has come down, the dominance has gone down with it. In fact, Bitcoin has been completely correlated to the Bitcoin dominance. This time it's the other way around. Before this dip, the Bitcoin dominance was at 47%. After this dip, the Bitcoin dominance is under 47% at 46.8%. So what we're seeing that what the market is telling us, that Bitcoin has had an amazing run, but the altcoins haven't yet had their run. And Bitcoin was overheated, but the altcoins are still have a little bit of a way to go. And you can see it in all the altcoins that we are watching. If you look at the altcoins that we are watching, the first one we need to look at is, of course, Ethereum. So Ethereum is still over 2,000. In fact, let's just quickly zoom in and just give you guys accurate numbers. But I think the high here was like 2125. Ethereum is still trading at $2,066, right? That just shows you that Ethereum has a lot of relative strength. And the one thing that I noticed about ETH is that I didn't think it was going to be easy to break this $2,100 resistance point. But I do know that once we break it, it's kind of free sailing. I mean, you've got a little bit of resistance here at around the $2,400 level. But what happens after that? After that, you're pretty much going to $3,000, $3,500. So I didn't think it would be easy to break this level, but it's great to see that Ethereum is actually holding strong. And we'll actually talk about why Ethereum is holding strong. Another one that's holding, you can't even say holding strong, is Injective Protocol. Now, I did tweet about Injective Protocol a while. I've been telling you to buy Injective Protocol for a long time, but I did tweet about it on the weekend and said, in our research call, I told our analysts that I think Injective Protocol goes to $20. That's where I think it goes. If it gets to $20, It's a fully diluted market capitalization of $2 billion, which I think is about right for what I think is going to be the ultimate DEX infrastructure on Cosmos. And so my bet here, I've been an investor in Injective for a long time. In fact, I was one of the investors in the ICO, but I have been buying Injective protocol recently. I think I showed you a few of my positions when we next spoke. I'll show you another one that is absolutely destroying it. Well, not destroying it, but Solana. Solana holding very, very, very strong. It's been pretty weak of late, but Solana holding very strong, even though Bitcoin has come down. Look at 𝗬𝗬𝗧. It doesn't care that the fact that Bitcoin's gone down. So this time, the dip is actually very different. At GMX was at an all-time high of $90. Okay, it's back at $85. Not worried about it. Let's look at some of the bubbles. Let's see who's doing what. Okay, so we can see Render. Render is at 191. It was at about 196 earlier today when I was looking. I'll show you later on why that's running, and that's maybe going to show you how do you get more of these. Then you got Radix. Okay, so Radix has had an unbelievable month. In fact, if you look at it, Radix is up 111% this month. We will talk a lot more about Radix. So I think it is one that we don't talk about, and it is an OG coin. It is an OG chain. It is an OG project. So we do need to spend a lot more time talking about Radix. So that's where we are. What happened was we just got a little ahead of ourselves. It's almost like if you go to a party, if you have a party at your house, right? If you have a big party at your house, and as the party goes on, what you do is you turn up the volume and you turn up the volume and you turn up the volume and you keep turning up the volume, right? That's the RSI. And then what happens is the neighbor complains about the volume. You don't reset and start from zero. You just reset the RSI, you turn the music down slightly, and then you carry on partying. The party isn't about to stop. It's just a little bit of a pullback. And if you looked, again, if you were analytical and you looked at the charts, you knew this was coming. And if you're not analytical and you're not looking at the charts, you don't need to look at the charts. You can just look at Twitter. And Twitter basically gave you all the clues. When people are posting screenshots of their longs, and that my timeline this week was just screenshots after screenshot after screenshot. When people are posting screenshots, you know that the run is going to end. End of story. And that's exactly what happened. Now we're going to get the slight pullback in Bitcoin. I don't think that it's the end of the party. I think it's just a little healthy correction because we were getting ahead of ourselves. We're going to look at this RSI. We keep our eyes on the RSI. Let the RSI come slightly down, or maybe the RSI will actually try to attack this line again. But it was a healthy pullback. I did see a couple of tweets that said we're looking for 29,800 to hold. For me, all I want is Bitcoin to hold between 28.5 and 31,000. Because once the market gets confidence that Bitcoin can hold between 28.5 and 31,000, that's when we're going to start getting the real shift to the alts. And that's kind of what we've been sitting around and waiting for. This Bitcoin run has been amazing. Full disclosure, I mean, Bitcoin is one of my biggest positions, as you know. But I have a lot more fun, and we have a lot more fun when the altcoins are running. We've had an amazing couple of weeks. Why? Because the altcoins were running. We don't care about, I mean, we do care about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is king and whatever else. But that's not where we're at. All right, so that's where we came from. Now, let's quickly just go through the data that backs all of this up. What is it? Do we get 1,000 likes in 5 minutes? Oh, are we going to try and get another 1,000 likes in 5 minutes? Yeah, Banter Girl is here. Okay, Banter Girl is here. So it's only Arena now. That's a fair weather friend to the channel, right? Is that what we're saying here? I see Banter Girl is here. She's here. And Joanne's here. Ladies, yes or no to the shirt? It's not actually a shirt. It's actually a jacket. You see, it's a jacket with like it's got this little like, yeah, it's got like a little trout thing, like as if I'm going trout fishing, but not actually. It's like that kind of look. It's all got to do with my new makeover. You see, I'm doing a new makeover now. I'm going to talk about that at the end of the show. I found myself a coach, and I'm going to get into shape. I'm going to get a six-pack. So this is the dude that he said I can get a body like that in, I think he said 12 weeks. I look exactly like that. His name's Azri. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it because he's actually a big fan of the show. Big fan of the show. So we'll talk about that. All right, let's talk about the data. The data of where we're at. So we've had the 4 positive months on Bitcoin. Well, we're in the middle of the 4th positive month on Bitcoin. Let's see where we go from here. What we do know, though, is we know that the fear and greed the sentiment in the market, which you can see not only in the fear and greed, you can see it on Twitter, most importantly, you can see it in the RSIs, you could see that it was getting frothy. When meme coins are exploding and doing 1,000x in 3 days, you know that the market is getting frothy and that the market needs some kind of pullback. You could have seen it in the fear and greed index. So Bitcoin, now at 69, it was, yeah, it's about, it'll go down because this will update in 10 hours and it will capture today's sentiment and it will go down. Then you got the Ethereum fear and greed, 73. I mean, that's greedy. The Ethereum community is being super, super, super greedy. We saw open interest ramp up this morning. So all of a sudden, we just saw $350 million in open interest ramp up. That means people are taking a lot more leverage, right? So people were taking tons and tons and tons more leverage. Look at this. That's where the leverage was. This is where the funding rate was this morning. And then funding went up, leverage went up. It means the degens were looking to trade this market. So we saw that. Kevin Svensson saw the same thing that we saw. He saw the RSIs. He said, look, effectively, you're looking for the RSIs, the daily RSI to break down. Is that daily RSI now broken down? Is it breaking down? Yeah, well, let's keep an eye on the RSIs here and see if they start to break down. But that's the relative strength indicator. That's the sentiment indicator that we're looking at. Then you got 𝗬𝗍9, actually very good account, 𝗬𝗍9. I follow him. He also makes YouTube videos. Good account. So not always, we don't always agree in sentiment, but nonetheless a very, very good account. He's saying he prays Bitcoin holds 28,000, and I think I agree with him. I think that as long as we get this 28,000 level holding on Bitcoin, that's all I want. That's all I need to see. 28,000 on Bitcoin, 28,500 on Bitcoin. Let the alts hold steady and let the Bitcoin dominance stay where the Bitcoin dominance is. That's all we want. Because that's what happens. It happens in every bull market. We get Bitcoin going up, people believing that Bitcoin it's going to be a Bitcoin only run. Then people eventually getting out of their Bitcoin into altcoins. Then you get Bitcoin coming down and the altcoins holding strong. Then the dominance starts to come down. And that usually signals the beginning of a market-wide rally, not only a Bitcoin rally. And you can see it in the total three. Total 3 is the total market cap, which excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it excludes the two big daddies, right? Now, what you can see is that in 2019, before the big run started, you had total 3 almost break out of this trend 4 times. It banged the trend 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you've got exactly the same thing. You've had 1, 2, 3, and you've just had a 4th little bang on this trend here. Now, if we can break that, we could go into a little accumulation, a little bit of a dump, and then bang into a full-on bull market, which is, we have been following 2019. It's not exactly the same. They say, what did they say? History doesn't repeat itself. It just rhymes. It's exactly the same thing. We are starting to get to that similarity. And this guy, 𝗬𝗍, he sees the same thing that we see. He says he's compared Bitcoin dominance and total 3. There are some similarities between 2021 bottom consolidation when Bitcoin showed strength first before a greater market rally, which is what happens every single time. The Bitcoin strength goes up first, then we see the big market rally, and then we respect the pump and we go to the other thing. Also very, very, very important to remember is that the Bitcoin dominance loves to just break out at the 47, 48 level. It's been doing it. We could just go back and see how long Bitcoin has been doing this for. Look, see? So if we just take that 47, 48 level and draw a little line on the 47, 48 level, which is here, just for argument's sake, let's just put the indicator. Okay, what happened to our line? Okay, so let's just draw a trend. Okay, well, let's just draw a trend line. That's fine. Okay, so if we put a little line over here, let's just be a little bit more accurate. What you can see is that Bitcoin tries many times to break that 47, 48. That's since May 2021. And then it kind of always just touches it, just spikes through, and then starts going down again. And that's pretty much where we are. People are saying it's pink. Guys, it's not pink. It's salmon. The pink one was a lot cheaper. It was exactly the same color. It was just a lot cheaper. It's salmon. This is salmon. People are saying are called the Arbitrum pump. I'm going to show you guys how you can call pumps like the Arbitrum pump. It's not very difficult to call those pumps. It's really not very difficult to call those pumps. I think we should also probably just spend a couple of minutes talking about PEPE. You never heard of PEPE, right? Before this weekend. That's because it's a meme coin. That's exactly what it is. It did 1,000x this weekend. Seriously, they did 1,000x this weekend. If you would have put $1,000 into PEPE in the beginning of the weekend and you would have managed to sell the top, you would have made yourself $1 million. That's pretty much what PEPE did. And unlike previous, where meme coins actually try to pretend that they had a use case and whatever else, meme coins have actually become unashamed of the fact that they are meme coins and that's all they are. They're just memes. And they almost become proud of the fact that you ask them, what do you do? Well, I'm a meme coin. Well, what's the function of your meme coin? Well, no, nothing. I'm just a meme coin. And these meme coins, it becomes about the pump and about using the pump to create a community. And that's what this meme coin actually did pretty well. This is the coin. It's called PEPE. PEPE is the most memeable meme coin in existence. The dogs have had their day. It's time for PEPE to take reign. I mean, how's that for a positioning for a coin to do 1,000x in a weekend? Basically saying, look, the only thing that this coin offers, we offer no technology. All we offer is a community, the green meme that we all know very well, and basically saying, look, dogs like Doge, Shiba Inu, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, those are history. We're now in a new era of meme coins. It's about frogs, and the first frog was PEPE, but then later on the weekend there was another one, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, that launched. So it's like now it's gone from dogs to frogs, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 did very well actually. If you look at, I got you this dashboard. Let me quickly just zoom in if I can. I can't zoom in, but if you look at this at this dashboard, you can see that 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 did 48,000% in the last 24 hours. 𝗥.AI Corp, also a meme, okay, but that's around Elon's meme narrative, also did 25,000% in the last 24 hours. Then you had PEPE. I can imagine that PEPE is going to be the next 1,000x coin. PEPE. I don't know. They also did 11,000%. So you can see we're in this really frothy market. One thing I did notice about PEPE did manage to get 6,337 holders. Let's just refresh that. Show you how many people are holding this coin. 6,677 holders. So you can see what people are doing now is they're starting to buy this meme coin because they want to hold the frog coin. Personally, I wouldn't touch it. Not because I want to fade the power of memes, because I don't want to fade the power of memes. So I think the power of memes is actually very sustainable. I just don't like charts that have done what this chart has done. Let's just quickly refresh that. I don't like charts that have done what this chart has done, and I think you probably want to stay out of it for now. I think you've missed this one. Is it worth investing them? I think, look, you can't deny the value of meme coins. When you look for a meme coin, you got to decide whether you can be part of the community long term. Like, for example, Shiba and Doge, those all managed to start off as just memes, but then actually build a community and a use case around those memes. So you can argue that it's worth getting involved. If you want to get involved, meme coins is not like fundamentally investing. It's all about sentiment investing and following the cool memesters, if you know what I'm saying. And so I tweeted something earlier today. Let me quickly just find that tweet for you guys. Let me quickly just go to my profile and find the meme for you. The meme, no. I just tweeted a couple of accounts that I follow when it comes to meme coins. So this is like, these are some of the people that if you just go to that tweet, just follow all these people if you want to play the meme coin game. And again, like the meme coin game is exactly like, it's become quite honest in the sense that they don't claim to be something they're not. We are a meme coin. That's all we do. Like, we invested in this token over here. Like, I want to show you this token. It's called Opti.ai. Here we go. Optimus.ai. we invested in this token. When I spoke to guys about this token, I was like, guys, what do you do? He's like, we're just a meme. What are you a meme about? We're a meme about Elon's new AI robot. That's what this token does. Now, we could have spent hours and hours and hours evaluating this, whether this meme was going to work or not work. Or we could have said, do we think there'll be a narrative around Elon and his new AI? Do we think that the people behind this token, who we knew from other projects like 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 and other projects, we knew these people. Could they create a community around a meme? And we said, yeah, we are actually willing to be behind these people, to back these people. Okay, so that's what you need to be looking at. That you need to be deciding whether you want to be playing in this meme game. I think the way to play the meme game is as follows. Only play it if you are going to have your finger on the pulse. If you're not going to follow these meme coins on Telegram and on Twitter, don't play the game. Because meme coins is an in and an out, and 99% of them are going to disappear. And maybe 0.1% of them will last, like Shiba, like 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃, like Doge. But that's it. This 𝗦𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗃𝗃 says it right. He says they bring in a different kind of retail money into crypto. And that different kind of retail money usually starts off next steps of bull run. So we should keep an eye on that. Anyway, let's quickly check back on the markets. 29,412 for Bitcoin. Dominance is at 46.82. Let's just quickly look. Blur is still above 70 cents. We're going to talk about Blur today. We're going to also talk about Arbitrum, which is at 161. We'll talk about where that's going and how I managed to spot that. I'm also going to show you some of my portfolio. We'll do a full show on the portfolio, but I want to show you how essentially I've made $1 million on a couple of coins, which I want to show you guys about. I am in this account. I do have a position in Arbitrum, which I took, and everyone was laughing at me. Do you remember you all laughed at me about this Arbitrum position, where I said I'm buying Arbitrum at 128, and everybody started laughing at me.
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
You're not laughing now. You're not laughing now. I mean, the Arbitrum thing was so easy. It was so easy to pick up. I mean, okay, let's finish this. I'll show you. So I'm up on that position. I'm up $51,000 on my Bybit account. This Algorand position, this I got into because of Sheldon. I shouldn't have listened. I should have just done my own thing. My Blur, I took $13,000 of profit. I've still got 2,986 profit here, which I'm holding. Bitcoin, I am up still $20,000 on this account. This is just a fun trading account, and I've got a 14,000 hole on Near and a $6,000 hole on Solana. So look, net, I'm well up on this account, over $100,000. I started trading this account probably a month or two ago, and I've made well over $100,000. And I think I started with less than $100,000. So you decide. I mean, it's up to you. Let me know, by the way. And Josh, let's run a poll, because what I said is I wanted to see if we should do another trading competition. I kind of feel like it's time to do another trading competition for the community. So I tweeted, 77% said yes for sure, 23.1% said no, not yet. I think it's time. What do you guys think? 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃, are you going to participate if we do it? $200 buy-in, you participate. Okay, Josh. Josh, you've been trading all day, every day. Jimmy, if we do a trading competition, are you going to trade? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Fred didn't come to work today. He just didn't come to work today. I know Sheldon's going to participate. I know Carl's going to participate. I know Miles going to participate. Let me know in the chat if you're going to participate if we do a trading competition. Nothing is finalized. But here's what I'm thinking for giveaways. Tell me if I'm on the right track or if I'm not on the right track. First prize, either $40,000 or $50,000 or a Tesla. Second prize, a Rolex or $20,000 in cash. Third prize, $10,000 in cash. And then $100,000 in random prizes. Let me know what you think. If you wanna join us, just tell me in the comments. If you say yes, do a poll. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. The YouTube people will decide if we have a trading competition. That's it. You in the YouTube, you are the ones that decide. So if they say yes, we have a trading competition. If they say no, we don't have a trading competition, let's go. Vote in the poll. Go. Let's do a poll. Let's do it. You guys decide. If you decide, I go and negotiate with the exchanges. I think this time we'll do Bybit. And then see if we can give away all those amazing prizes. I think we should do it.
70% yes.
Okay, but 70% is it's a very small sample size. It's a very small. I feel like it's the random sample size. All right, let's talk about the Arbitrum position. Let me show you how to identify these Arbitrum pumps. It's actually pretty simple. So there's a pretty simple formula which I identified very early on in the game. And as soon as I identified it, of course, I went to Twitter because that's what I do. I go to Twitter and I said to you guys, hold on tight. Asia just discovered Arbitrum. And I said, hold on tight, because when Asia discovers Arbitrum, you know what's going to happen. So how did I do this? It's actually very, very, very simple to do. There's a formula that you need to follow. If you follow the formula, you'll make money. It's a very, 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 very easy formula to do. 𝗿𝗏𝗍𝗍, just in the show group, just send me the link to that bot that we use. We do have the bot as well. So let me show you. It's very simple. The formula goes something like this. You identify major, high, fully diluted valuation, low circulating supply tokens. Okay, so you go to CoinMarketCap, we look for big projects. Who are the big projects? Can we invite 𝗵𝗏 to trade? Yes, we need exit liquidity. We should. Okay, so you identify big name tokens, Aptos, Blur, Arbitrum, major tokens, because Koreans love major tokens. Asians love the major tokens. They don't really buy the small ones. The small ones are too difficult. They've got their own small tokens, and we've got our own small tokens. They look at the tokens that we share are the big tokens. Now, if you can find these tokens which have high fully diluted valuations but low circulating supplies, then you wait for an upbit listing. So you wait for them to get listed in Korea. Now, there is a small pump when they get listed on upbit in Korea, when the Koreans initially buy in, but that's not what we're looking for. So what you do after that is you monitor the daily volume. You can go and you can do the Korean one versus, in this case, I took Arbitrum. But what you can see is you say Arbitrum versus Korean one, and you look for the chart on upbit. And you wait. And you wait. And you see, I waited. And then all of a sudden there was this green candle. And that was on the 13th of April. And so on the 13th of April, I think it was the 13th, I came in and I said, hold on, fellas, something just happened on Arbitrum. Arbitrum was at $1.36. Because what I started to see that the Koreans had just discovered this high FDV, low impact, low token. What did they do then? They aped even further. So you see, they started to buy even further. There we go. And that is exactly how to do it. It's so simple. Now, in this case, you're dealing with a token that if you would have bought the token and you would have been a bag holder of this token, you're good. Like, you're good. If you're holding Arbitrum, you're good. Because if you look at the metrics on Arbitrum, there's, first of all, the trade on Arbitrum is huge. There's actually more trade on Arbitrum than the 24-hour volume on Arbitrum has surpassed Ethereum. So that's how much trade there is. Also, if you look at all the other metrics, so like, let's take the metric here, and we get rid of Aptos. We don't want to talk about Aptos. But if you look at Arbitrum and you compare it to everything else, to Near, Polygon, Solana, let's quickly just look at where Arbitrum is. So Arbitrum, you can see on all the metrics, it's actually doing pretty well. Okay, the daily active addresses come down slightly after the airdrop, but the TVL keeps increasing, the DEX volume keeps increasing. Now, one very, very, very important thing about Arbitrum. You will remember, 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗍, do we have that spreadsheet of the, here we go, there we go. There is this website which shows the protocols that are going to be getting their Arbitrum airdrop. So remember that the Arbitrum airdrop actually went to users and actually went to protocols as well. The Arbitrum protocols that got an airdrop were these over here. They are going to be getting their airdrop token. Now, this airdrop token, they're getting, like, this one's getting 12.8 million. GMX is getting 12.8 million. Uniswap is getting 7 million. SushiSwap is getting 6.8 million. 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝗶 is getting 6.2 million. You have to ask yourself a question. what are they going to do with this airdrop that they got? What are they going to do with this $5, $6, $7 million? And a lot of people are speculating that what these protocols will do is they will start using the airdrop to incentivize their users to trade more on the DEXs or on the protocol. So keep an eye out for that, because that will show you that will show you which tokens you should be buying. And I think that's one of the reasons why, if I look at GMX almost printed an all-time high this week. Another one is our sponsor, which is the Gains Network. So I don't know if let's just see what Gains Network got. I'm sure they got something. I'd be quite surprised if Gains didn't get anything here. Let's have a look here. What is going on here? Okay, Gains did get, they got $3.1 million. What are they going to do with it? Are they going to incentivize people to use their platform? Keep your eye open, because again, that I think is free alpha. That's the power of airdrops. The power of airdrops actually gets users and protocols to be more loyal to the protocol. And this weekend, we actually got a announcement from 𝗬𝗍. Now, for those of you who don't know what 𝗬𝗍 is, 𝗬𝗍 is a competitor to Aptos. So inside Facebook, they were developing this project called DM, or they kept changing the project name, but I think the last time that they called it was called DM. And eventually Facebook abandoned the project. But the developers inside Facebook actually broke out of Facebook. And what they decided to do was to take all the learnings from what Facebook had invested in. I think Facebook invested a couple of $1 billion. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was about $2 billion into this project. Imagine like, for Facebook, they invested $2 billion. Imagine like how much money that is into development of this technology, which is this Move language that both Aptos and 𝗬𝗍 now use. Now, a few groups of developers broke away, and started their own project. The first one was Aptos, and the second one was 𝗬𝗍. Now, Aptos didn't airdrop, and today Aptos is trading at a fully diluted valuation of about, I think, $12 billion or somewhere around there. And now everybody was waiting for the 𝗬𝗍 airdrop. But the truth is that 𝗬𝗍 came out this weekend and they said, we're not doing an airdrop. This is one of the founders of 𝗬𝗍. He said, let's follow him quickly. The company that develops 𝗬𝗍 is actually called Miston Labs. And one of the co-founders came out and said, stop spreading nonsense. There is no 𝗬𝗍 airdrop, not planned or ever. What they decided to do instead was to say, look, if you joined our Discord, then you can actually get your 𝗬𝗍 tokens. And they partnered up with exchanges. I think they partnered up with, as far as I know, 3 exchanges: OKX, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and KuCoin. Exactly like us. OKX, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and KuCoin. And we got BitKit as well. So from that point of view, 𝗬𝗍 were very, 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 very smart. And they said, look, there's no airdrop, but if you were a Discord user, you can actually go to OKX, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and KuCoin, and you can buy these 𝗬𝗍 tokens. How many can you get? $45 allocation for Discord members. Someone says it's an allocation for ants. I agree. I agree. And I think that, I mean, I don't know what 𝗬𝗍 are thinking. are thinking. Because already, like, the people from Aptos and 𝗬𝗍, they're already like, they are, let's call it, people outside of the normal crypto world. They come from Facebook. They come from the opposite side. They come from the centralized side. They're not really integrated into the community. Like, if I think of Aptos and if you think of Aptos, I mean, do you think Aptos has a community? Have you ever seen an Aptos project? Have you ever used Aptos before? No, we just traded the hell out of it when there was an airdrop, because we know how to trade airdrops. Then when we saw the Koreans pumping it, we shorted it, right? So the same thing happened. The same thing would have happened with 𝗬𝗍. I think that if they wanted people to use their protocol, then they should have used the airdrop. People get a whole lot of tokens. They start actually caring about their investment. People don't care about 𝗬𝗍 enough to go out and to buy this. And so now we're getting the launch. The launch is on these 3 exchanges, and only for people who have been kind of pre-approved. Ordinary users can also get through a higher price. Binance hasn't announced a listing. I think the current valuation that these people are buying 𝗬𝗍 on is $1 billion. So, I mean, I love the way that, someone said 𝗬𝗍 or suicide. That's exactly it. I think 𝗬𝗍 actually committed suicide. But look, nonetheless, we will trade it. In fact, I am talking to Bybit, and maybe we'll talk to some of the other exchanges to trade this, to have a trading competition on this one coin. Why? Because I want to show you how easy it is to make money off one coin. We know what it's going to do. We know that Aptos has a valuation of $12 billion. So we know that anything above $12 billion for Sui is actually ridiculous, right? So we can actually trade it on the day and see what the valuation is. I guess that all else staying consistent, all else staying constant, or ceteris paribus, all else being equal, I think that Sui comes on at about an $8 billion valuation. I kind of think that that's where it belongs. And then I think they need to deliver. I think Aptos and Sui both need to deliver if they want to win the hearts and minds of the crypto world. All right, let's quickly look at ETH Shanghai, because I did make some predictions and I was wrong in some of my predictions, but I want to talk about them. So I made this big prediction. I said staking withdrawals will be slower than expected. I said LSD protocols drop as people realize the main reason people used them was for token liquidity. And then I said that ETH runs and an alt season starts. So I was right here. Staking withdrawals have been slower than expected. You can see that. Where is my dashboard? I had a dashboard somewhere. Got so many tabs open. Here we go. All right, you're just gonna have to believe me because I don't know where I put my dashboard. It's lost. It got lost in a sea of tabs. What we are seeing though is we are seeing that the ETH being withdrawn. That the important thing here was to follow the ETH that are being withdrawn and see if it's being staked or not being staked again. Because remember, the withdrawals were broken up into two categories. The one withdrawal was withdrawing your staking rewards that you had made. The other withdrawal was withdrawing your actual capital. So we wanted to see what happens to the money. So we've been following the flow of money. Looks on chain has been following the flow of the money. They looked at all the addresses. They're saying 1 million ETH, which is $2.15 billion, has actually been withdrawn from the staking contract. The top 15 withdrawals, 3 addresses restaked their ETH after withdrawal. 3 addresses transferred the ETH to a SEX after withdrawal. And they summarized the end. I think it was at number 6. They said a total of 158,000 ETH has been withdrawn after the Shanghai. There are 13 addresses that restaked after withdrawing with a total value. So watching this, they're saying a lot of it is just being reinvested. And if it's being reinvested, then the whole fear around the staking withdrawals is now kind of like behind us. And I think what we need to see, here, we need to wait for the market to turn to a bad market. And if the market turns to a bad market, then I want to see if people withdraw the ETH and sell the ETH. That's the real test. It's easy when the market's going up, and you got ETH above this $2,000 level. Where is it? It's over here. When you've got ETH holding above 2,000, that's not the test. The test is, let's see what happens when ETH breaks down, if people withdraw their ETH and actually start selling. That's going to be the real test. But for now, all's good here. The part where I was wrong was where I said that the liquid staking protocols would suffer. And I was wrong, because if you have been following the let's quickly get the chart here. But if you've been following Rocket Pool, for example, Rocket Pool's had amazing results. Here it is. So Rocket Pool is I think very close to a high. Yeah, if it's not at a high, it's very close to its high. So Rocket Pool's had amazing results. Let's quickly look at Lido. What you can see, I'll show you in a second. So Lido also 250, not at a high, but it is moving in that range. What you can see here, which is important, is the 1 month change in total value locked. So Lido's got a 20% increase in total value locked. Coinbase has got 20% increase. Rocket Pool's got a 30% increase. Frax has got a 36% increase. There was one other protocol which we found. It's called 𝗿𝗏𝗍𝗍. They had a massive inflow of ETH. So let's keep our eyes open on this 𝗿𝗏𝗍𝗍 token and see what's going on there. Okay, a few other things we should talk about. We should talk about altcoins. Let's look at what the smart money did on altcoins this weekend. So lending, MakerDAO, AI, the graph, and Singularity. Singularity doubled over this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Let's quickly look. So let's go to Ajax. I think it doubled this weekend. Am I right? So it started the weekend. Let's talk Thursday. It started the weekend on Thursday at 37. Okay, it doubled. It went to 46. So 50% this weekend. LSDs, Lidos, and AGI. NFTs, Blur is getting a bid. Is it the Korean bid? So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to go see if this is a Korean bid or if it's just a bid. So Blur, and then we go KRW. Is there no... Okay, let's see if it's on Bitam. No volume from Korea. No dice for me. Let's see. Is there a... There's no Blur KRW on Upit. Okay, so no dice for me. I mean, I am holding it, as you can see. I am holding... I took $13,000 profit. I'm still holding this. This is half of my position. I think for now I'll hold it. For now I'm going to hold it. I'll keep you guys updated as to what I do here. Let's see what else there is. Injective, as I say, I think my price target on Injective is $20. It's at a $2 billion market cap. It's moving up there. Everybody was laughing at me. Let's see if I'm right. I wouldn't be jumping into Injective too quickly now because I think you've missed a big part of the run. You need to wait for some kind of pullback. There's a lot of noise on Rose, but the market price isn't moving. So I'm watching Rose now. A lot of noise on my timeline about Rose. Now, I don't know if these are paid shills or coordinated pump and dump shills, but right now I'm watching the 7.5 level. I am an investor in Rose from a long time ago. The question is whether I should take some more leverage trades into Rose. I'm watching it very, very, very closely because there's a lot of shilling on my timeline. I don't know about you guys, but I saw this. Daddy, why is my sister's name Rose? Because your mother loves roses. Thanks, Dad. No problem. I love that because it's just, that's the sentiment I'm getting on my timeline. People have aped into Rose. That's exactly what's going on. A couple of other things. So Rep Davidson, who I have interviewed before, he is drafting a bill to fire Gary Gensler. He says a US congressman has declared that he will introduce legislation to have the SEC boss Gary Gensler removed from his role. And he says to correct the long series of abuses, I'm introducing legislation that removes the chairman of the SEC and replaces the role with an executive director that reports to the board. Former chairs of the SEC are ineligible. And I think he's right because 𝗕𝗆𝗃 summed it up very well. She said, today's commission tells entrepreneurs trying to do things in our market to come in and register. When entrepreneurs find they cannot, the commission dismisses the possibility of making practical adjustments to our registration framework to help entrepreneurs register and instead rewards their good faith with an enforcement action. Today's commission treats the notice and comment rulemaking process not as a conversation but as a threat. It's exactly what's going on. And I think the US is really, really, really committing suicide when it comes to crypto. And I don't know if they want to, I don't know if it's like a planned suicide or if they're just doing it. I don't know if it's suicide or if they're just being dumb and being murdered. I don't know. But another big exchange, which was actually a darling exchange in the US, Bittrex, is now out of the US, or said that they're going to move out. Said the Securities Exchange Commission in March told Bittrex it would recommend that the agency sue the company over alleged violations of investor protection laws. And so they're basically saying, look, we're preparing to wind down our US operations and we're getting the hell out of here. It looks like, I'm not taking sides here about administrations because I think both administrations have something wrong with them. But I think that what the damage that this administration has done to crypto is ridiculous. And it's not only crypto, it's the dollar as well. I don't know if you saw the interview with Trump. Listen to this interview with Trump.
China wants to change the standard, the currency standard. And if that happens, that's like losing a world war. We'll be a second-tier country. We'll literally be a second-tier country if that happens. Now, you're losing Brazil. You're losing Colombia, South America. You're losing Iran. You've lost it. You've lost Russia. And if you haven't lost them yet, you're going to lose them. China's on the yuan, so China's gone. Then you see France going over. No, what's going on? We're losing. If we lose our currency, that's the equivalent of losing a world war. Our currency is what makes us powerful and strong. China wants to change.
I mean, that is what's going on. Now, I don't think the dollar is about to die. And if it is about to die, it's not going to die before next Wednesday. It's one of those things that's going to take a long time. It's like it takes years and years and years to do it. Someone says, check out Optimus again. Please tell me that you degens didn't go and pump this thing. I just told you we invested. I did not tell you to buy this. We invested much cheaper than this. You see, we bring you up to the minute live crypto news. You can see that while we are here, let me show you news. We were just talking about Bittrex and we're just talking about the action. And right now the SEC says that it charges crypto asset trading platform Bittrex and its former CEO for operating an unregistered exchange, broker, and clearing agency. I mean, I don't understand what the US is thinking. I don't understand what the US is thinking, unless they really don't want content. Really don't not content. Crypto. See, I'm thinking about content. All right, let me just check the research group and see. You see that if you just go and do me a favor, go and follow this unusual upbit volume account. So remember, I showed you how I track these opportunities. So I go to this unusual upbit volume bot, and it tells me which tokens are having unusual upbit volume. So that's like a no-brainer. Let me just, if I'm not following it, I think I'm following it on this account. I'm not on this account, but follow it because our analysts follow it and they keep sending us when things break out. That's what we want. All right, so 63% of you want a trading competition. Yes. Yes. Your wish is our command then. We do a trading competition, people. We launch trading competition tomorrow. Stay tuned tomorrow. I'll tell you about the trading competition. You will need to deposit $200 to get in. And we'll talk tomorrow as to which exchanges it's going to be and everything else. Let's see. There's a whole lot of other things that I've got here. We'll talk about this tomorrow. There's a stablecoin legislation which has been drafted in Congress, which would basically say that DAI is not allowed. You're not allowed to use DAI in the US. We've got to be very careful about this legislation if it passes. And I think it will pass because a lot of the big players, including Circle, want this one to actually pass. 𝗵𝗏 also wants this to actually pass, right? Not good for us, not good for crypto, because it takes DAI and all these algorithmic stablecoins, and it basically says that algorithmic over-collateralized stablecoins are not legal. And when they say not legal, they say it is illegal to offer unlicensed stablecoins with a maximum fine of $1 million or 5 years in prison. And the definition of and then it says like you're not allowed to send it to anybody in the US. If you do send it to somebody in the US, that's when you could do that. Also, let me know if you know who this is. Anyone? Any guesses as to who this is?
My name's Caroline, and this.
You know who that is? Come on, tell me. You know who's that? That is Godzilla. That is Caroline from FTX. Turns out she was in a children's what's it called? What's this thing called? It's called in an episode of Arthur when she was a child. Godzilla hasn't changed. Let me tell you, she hasn't changed. Remember, I'm also doing my transformation. This is the guy who's transforming. He says in 12 weeks I'm going to look like that. Don't know. He says I got to drink this stuff. Whey protein. He wants me to eat. I mean, he's making me eat 1,500 calories a day, which is actually quite exciting because you wake up in the morning, it's like you got $1,500 to spend, and then every time you want to eat, it's like spending your money. So it's like it's for financial brain. That's how I'm treating this diet. A couple of other things. Remember, there's the OKX competition. So today was the last day if you wanted to win the Manchester City tickets. So those are gone now. Well, Miles will give them away on his show. It's today the 17th of April. Yeah, so today's the last day. If you're a Manchester City fan, you got until the end of today to enter, and then Miles will give it away on his show. Then the next one is 7 nights holiday, including flights and accommodation in Maldives. So all you need to do is there's a link below, click it, open an account on OKX. Every time you trade, you get an entry into the competition. And then there's the big mania here, which is the big. You can't say mania is Afrikaans word, but you get like the big prize, which is a Tesla a Model 3. So that happens. We're going to give that away on the week of the 22nd of May. We'll do that on my show. So yeah, that's another one. Alrighty. Is there anything else here? Can't use. Okay, you can't use derivatives anything in the US unless you use a VPN. And even now with the VPN, a lot of the exchanges are starting to say you have to KYC. OKX has to KYC. Bybit. I'm hearing rumors that you're going to have to KYC. I think when it comes to centralized exchanges, if you're going to trade on a centralized exchange, you're going to have to KYC. End of story. There's nothing you can do. I'm also going to be on DCA, which is happening on CTO license channel, which starts in about 15-20 minutes. If you want to join us, let's do it. Otherwise, listen, love you guys madly. Tomorrow I'll show you one of my portfolios, show you, hopefully I'm still be up. The rate this market's going down. 29,500. 29,500. We're doing good. We need to just hold this 28.5 level and everything will be fine. And we want the dominance to stay under 47 and everything will be good. We want Blur to stay above 70 cents. We want Arbitrum to stay above 60 cents. Is Arbitrum above, $1.60? It is above $1.60. Sending you guys much love. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Promise. I'm going to be again tomorrow. Maybe I'll even join. No, I won't join shortly now. Too busy tomorrow. See you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.